Hello, welcome to my sewing room. It's a rainy April day here in London, so I'm taking a little break from sewing, so I thought I'd just go through some of my latest purchases and advice on how to avoid a mistake I made, and that's over here. It's a little expensive mistake as well, not entirely unreversible, but still could have done without doing it. I didn't pay enough attention to what actually came as standard accessories with my sewing machine, which is this baby over here. It's a Genome 4400. Now, it's not going to launch the space shuttle, but it's good. You know, it does a really good standard job. And it's about my fourth sewing machine. And I think it's going to last me longer because I was learning quite a bit on all the other previous ones. So I think they got abused quite a bit. So yeah, she's great. She's doing wonderful. But in my excitement after I bought her is I didn't really pay attention to what the standard presser feet were that came with it. And I just kind of bagged them all up and put them in a corner and just got on with things with the standard, usual, everyday thing. I wasn't doing anything clever and I didn't think I needed it. But anyway, as my skills have changed and grown, I have been finding patterns using zippers a lot more. And I watched a tutorial and I didn't think to look back through the little bag of goodies to look for the actual zipper foot that came. So I went to John Lewis and I spent 18 quid on this. I got it home, and as luck would have it, this thing just suddenly appeared out of nowhere the same day I bought that. It's the universe again kicking me on the side of the head. Pay attention. And you know what the funny thing is? This is actually quite complicated to put on in comparison to this, which just clips in. I'll take you back over to the sewing machine and I'll demonstrate that for you. This just clips in, like any of the other presser feet, and away you go. You're good to go in about 2 seconds. This thing, you've got to unscrew things and screw that in and screw that back, and it just takes a lot of finessing. This is good to go in literally 2 seconds. And so the clever bit of it is this bit here. This moves along, and that little ridge in there means that you can sew right up against that coil on the zip, and it keeps the coil out of the way. It puts your stitches exactly where you want it, so you get a nice, really nice finish, and it's a nice guide as well, so your stitches aren't sort of like zooming around all over the place. It's brilliant. It's absolutely fantastic, and I was an idiot, but I shan't be in future. This and this together create the perfect concealed zipper job. This is a Hemastat, and it looks like, I think it's a surgical tool, but could be wrong. And it also looks a little bit medieval, but the clever bit of it is inside here on the nose. It's got serrated edges. So it grabs, let's take you over here, get a little demonstration. This bit here grabs it securely, and when you're sewing it in, I'll do a link to one of the tutorials, but this thing is so handy. It just gets that little zipper toggle or tab, whips it right out of the way. Then you can quite comfortably sew down the two edges of the zip. Then you zip it back up, and it makes a very tricky job like 90% easier. It's a piece of kit well worth investing in. I paid about £7 for it on Amazon, and I'm really happy because these two together, I've successfully put in my concealed zipper. I'm so happy. It's so smooth, and half the time minus 90% of the frustration and the annoyance. So yeah, they were well worth it. That's going back. These two chaps here are for sewing rolled hems. This one's a 4mm, this one is 6mm. And again, I've bought these to help sew the hem on this particular fabric, which is quite slippy slidey, and it would be, and sticking pins in it, it doesn't respond particularly well to having loads of pins stuck in it. So the theory on these is that you press down the first inch or so of where you want your hem to go, and then it just sort of feed it through there, and then it just gathers it all up and it sews along, tickety-boo. So it takes all the hassle out of a really unappealing job. I really don't like hemming things. I just get so flustered about, is it all matching up and is it all going in the right place? Where this just makes sure that everything is going where it's supposed to be and where you want it. And I think as well, with particular types of fabric, this as well, this is going to be special. So I'm hoping that they take all the heartache out of this as well, but I'll keep you updated on that. So these are universal, and they were $2.95 on Amazon. Again, this little honey, this is even more clever. I'm loving this. Is a little chalk pen with loads, you just replace the chalk sticks in it like this, and it gives you such a lovely, precise point, as opposed to, I'm almost embarrassed about this. I've kind of been using these. And it's the difference between using a lump hammer and a scalpel. And even, quite honestly, this fabric pen, the end of it has become very blunt. So it's not really much, it's not going to give me the precision I really, really want. And in actual fact, the chalk in this, the mark that it leaves is quite durable. It washes out very, very easily, but it doesn't fade away. It just doesn't disappear. So it still gives you a really nice clear mark to work with, but washes away. So I'd highly recommend that as well. And you just click it out. Here you go. And it drops in and it drops out. So that's it. Yeah. So hopefully I've given you some food for thought, things to buy, things to think about, but definitely this, brilliant, and this, fantastic. And I'm hoping these really work out well. So leave me a comment, subscribe and like, come back in again, see me soon, and hopefully I'll have finished sewing the hem on this little piece of work and the pink piece of work. I'll tell you how I got along, and if I find any other amazing and brilliant things, I'll let you know. Bye for now.